change?
It's according to what is on our homepage. It's described which parameters you should be working within. If the homepage, if these work instructions of our media says that you have to replace it every 3 days, then you have to. So only official things is allowed. So everything that is outside the scope of the description of media oil capacities, temperatures, pH, everything that is outside is not acknowledged. So you really have to only do what is set on the internet. So if we say it's okay to replace the media after 3 days, then it's okay. If we do not say it, then you should not do it.
Yeah,
And
it's based on the media only. It's not based on the time lapse.
it's not based on the time lapse. No, the media and the time lapse are not really together.
Oh, yeah.
The media is a part of your incubation. That's of course right. The media will be kept warm from the embryo scope. It will be kept at the right pH due to the CO2 in the embryo scope. But as such, the media and the time lapse, I mean, you can run with any media.
Okay.
Just do it right according to the manufacturer's specifications. And you're running with 6% CO2 probably because we say that 6% CO2 equals a certain pH in our media.
Yeah.
But if you run another media, it might be different.
Yeah.
You might have to have 7% CO2 to achieve the same pH. The pH is what's important for you, actually. You don't care about CO2. The pH is important. And this specification is what you should lean up against. So if you're using the Vitrolite media, if you do exactly as described and nothing else, and if you want to change the pH, then you'll go here and change the CO2, but only according to the specifications. So if you suddenly find out that you want to use another media, you can do that, but you are not guaranteed that you have the same pH with the same setting.
Yeah, the second question is about this. When I change the disk in day 3, the code, I use code for the identify the patient. Is the different code between the navigate
if you do not change anything,
but I use another barcode, but the barcode is not the same and not continue to the next the path this, and maybe they ask me about how can I connect between the next this and continue to
that's worse. Actually, you cannot.
yeah.
If you do that. I know here we have a change in. By the way, it's very important that you read these handouts here, because your software is 7.8 now, and you have some changes. The Zoom's line in another embryo scope. It has nothing to do with your question. It's if you had more incubators. So this is not so interesting. User login, not interesting according to this. New tab setting, serial embryo details. Display name, it's not. Compare details, parameters. It's just for the compares. Changing the visual color style, no, it's nothing with remembering and applying standard filters, view all slides. We each server has a limited, no, it's nothing like that. It'll just tell you here that you need to do something. Label constant settings on your label warning, it doesn't matter either. patient, and more space for embryo description.
Yeah.
It's not annotation you're going to report into. That's not your question either. There will be hardly any change here. No. And if we go up here and just see if that change has been implemented
Yeah.
at some point, but I don't think so. I understand you correct. On day 3, you want to replace the oil.
Yeah.
Then you want to resume the same patient
Yeah.
so that it's one long time lapse.
Yeah.
When you take it out on day 3, you're only changing the media oil.
I want to change the oil. I want to change the oil and the media for all things. And maybe I can change this the slide.
Then I don't have to call because it's not possible.
Yeah.
What you should do here, because maybe other wants the same function, is write a mail to support where you describe exactly what it is you want to do. Because there might be a workaround somewhere. So you describe, you write to the support. First of all, that will be in China. And the Chinese will say, hey, that's a good suggestion here. Can we not? Then they will ask Denmark, the developers in Denmark will be involved. And it might be added in the next software version. Or they might have a solution. There are sometimes workarounds and stuff like that. But right now, there's nothing I can do there. Okay. But every work flow that you find that would be smart to have incorporated, we are happy to know it. Very happy to know it. So if you be so kind and write an email to the support and suggest this, say, hey, what if we could say that we are changing these parameters, but we still want to continue on the same picture flow. I don't know if it's relevant. There'll be a lot of other questions because how would you know if the development suddenly changes? You will have to know at some point, why did the development change? Was it because of the media oil adjust? Was the media cool?
Yeah.
Was it too cold? Was it too hot?
Yeah. When I go to the US, in Texas, I do the time lapse. It's a quite old time lapse. They change all things. They move out the embryo from the side and move out everything includes oil and media outside, and they put out another media and oil and put the embryo inside.
It's the same.
But yeah, it's the same slide. But
if you do not change any data, then EmbryoScope and the system does not know that you have changed it.
Okay.
But if you change insertion date or anything, then it'll go wrong. Then you will have another label. What's important here is you go here in your system setting. Let's take a patient. You can reprint if you want to. Let's take our good old patient called test. It's already it's test.
Did you get that?
Yeah. No, we have test. Yeah. We already did some work on test patient. You take test out now. Move all embryos into another slide.
Yeah.
Then you can reprint the barcode label from existing slide, the one you just had.
Okay.
Yes, this is the one I want to reprint. And you see, it's still test, and then it actually will still continue.
Okay.
On the same, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
So you cannot, you can replace you can reprint
Yeah.
if you change it.
Okay.
You can reprint
Yeah.
barcode label.
I can reprint.
Yeah. So you can take a new slide,
Yeah.
put this one on, and put all the inputs.
Oh.
But it's very important. That's up to you.
Yeah.
That you do not mix anything. What if you take the embryo from well number 5?
Yeah.
By accident you put it in well number 1.
Yeah.
No one can see it.
Okay.
There's no security that.
Okay.
So it's all on you. The system can only detect it from the barcode label.
Yeah.
But you can reprint the barcode label from a certain dish.
Okay.
If that's what you mean.
Yeah. Thank you very much. The second, in the head, in the direction of this, we can two times to clean the timelets in 1 week.
You want to clean it inside?
Yeah.
What if normally cleaning is not very necessary because
Not necessary.
But if you have a spill, let's say you have a media, you have filled and then you spill. What you do is quite simple. You will just press add a culture dish.
Yeah.
It's moving to the load position. Boom. And when you open it, you will take a normal piece of cloth and clean up.
Yeah.
It's nothing fluid. I mean, don't pour anything inside.
Yeah.
Only on a tissue.
Yeah.
A few drops on a tissue, then clean it up in here
Yeah.
with a whatever.
But the position is different.
But you just move it
Oh, okay.
and keep moving until you have cleaned everything.
Okay.
And where were we? You see that here. So you're just moving back again
Okay.
until it becomes green.
Chị Việt ơi.
So, okay. And if you have more spill than that, you can even pull this one out, and then you can clean it a little bit in under here.
Đấy. Mình hoàn toàn mình có thể sử dụng process rồi mình để vào mình có thể di được cái này sang. Đây, sai vị trí mình có thể di được về.
Then
Đúng rồi, mình phải tắt hết tất cả ra thì mình vệ sinh được cái này. Nhưng nếu mà không thế thì ông bảo là không cần thiết, trừ khi là mình dây dầu ra đây thì mình mới vệ sinh thôi. Còn không thực sự không cần thiết.
it's very strong and durable. So more or less any chemical that you would use in here, alcohol, if you can use it here on the microscopes, you can also use it here.
Okay.
It's very strong. It's Teflon. So
Okay.
yes. So now the machine needs at least 1 hour
1 hour.
to rest
Yeah.
before you use it, and you might get an alarm because you see the gases now. If you see here that the curve they are all over the place because we open and close and open and close. So it needs an hour, and if you get an alarm on the gases, just acknowledge it and wait. It will calm down and be okay again.
And what about the pressure when we come in the machine?
The pressure coming into the machine here, 0.8, around 1.1. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's. I think 1.2 is the maximum. 1.5 is the maximum.
No, 1.5.
Yeah, absolute maximum.
Maximum.
We suggest 0.8.
No, we only maximum is.
Maximum 0.8
Yeah.
to 1. That's okay.
Yeah.
Inside here, there's another pressure regulator,
Okay.
just like these built in. They are regulating the pressure all the way down to 0.5,
Okay.
so that the gases that are coming into the embryo spoon comes in very slow and very gentle. There's no storm inside.
Okay.
Very, very gentle. So you see the CO2 now is dropping because we had it all open. You see the flow, 2 liters, very, very slowly the flow is coming in. The pressure inside after our regulator is half a bar, 0.5. This is very fine.
Yeah. Everything is every time.
Totally. And I have not calibrated anything because your instrument in this case might be as good as mine. You know, mine are calibrated. But as I said, we have this 0.1, 0.2 plus minus always changing. So it is working very, very nice. The ambient scope here. The temperature was totally spot on. It cannot be more precise.
It's very, very stable.
Yes, this embryoscope is in all ways a very stable embryoscope. The temperature is totally stable. And another very good thing is they do not use a lot of gas compared to an incubator like those.
Yeah.
Every time you open the door, gas is pouring out and pouring in. In this, you only have this little bit piece of gas you're losing.
But only little patient.
Only a little, so it's much more gas efficient, these ES Plus machines.
Little patient, little edge, little
Yeah.
outside.
So it's totally spot on. This one,
An email for your
I
support.
always write to support because I'm all over the world. I never know where I am and I never know what time zone I'm in.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So you will always write support, and if your question raises an alarm, it will be sent to the planning team and they will send someone. If it's a good suggestion, like the one you had, it will be sent to the software developers. So always all communication goes to support,
Okay.
and they will filter it out to the right persons. See, I have some, this is just to put in the bin. The old stuff needs to be garbage, just rubbish, yes.
Yes, it's okay.
Where can I put it?
Put it in there.
Yeah, you can leave it there. There's a little bit more rubbish here, we'll put it in.